dash, and I want that home directory should also be created, so I'm adding -m. John user is created. Okay, let's log in as a John user. su-john. Okay, I'm becoming John user. Okay, and try to add a user now. Okay, as a John user, I'll try to add a user called James. Okay, it is saying permission denied. Okay, let's try with sudo. Okay, so it is asking me the password for sudo. So no problem for the time being. I can add password to the John user. The command would be as a root. It won't ask me for sudo. For John, let's set the password as John. Okay, so password is set as John. Let's become user John. Now I'll try to add a user James. Okay, it won't allow. Let's try to add sudo to it. Okay, I'm entering the right password, JOHN John. Still it will not allow me. Why? John is not in a sudoers file. This incident will be reported. So there are three options: either add John user in a sudo group. Okay, we have a sudo group, we saw it here. Okay, so if a user is part of sudo group is having all permissions, so John will automatically get the sudo rights. Okay, otherwise add it in admin group. Okay, we also have here admin group. Admin group also has all the permissions. Okay, otherwise here you write one more line where we can give the permissions. Okay, so what we will do is we'll follow this method. For that, let's again become Ubuntu user. Okay, then as a Ubuntu user, vi sudo. Okay, so while editing the file, it's recommended to use vi sudo rather than directly editing /etc sudoers. Okay, so I'm doing sudo vi sudo. Most of the times you'll find me using vi sudo. We can also edit the file directly, but it's not recommended. So let's add John user. All. So actually it is not a vi editor, it is an emacs. Okay, so if you see something like this, okay, then it is an emacs and it's a bit difficult to work on it. So don't try to use like vim editor like pressing I and all. Okay, so here we are giving all permissions. Same line we can copy as above, all. Okay, so now the John user is also added in the sudoers, and to save and exit, okay, one of the option is Control O. I'll have to press button Control O, write out, and it exit. So most of the times what I do is I just use Control X only. Whether I have to exit without saving or with saving, I'll just do Control X. Okay, and it will say save modified buffer. So if you don't want to save the changes, just press the key N. Okay, and if I want to save, just press Y. So I'm pressing Y and enter. Okay, and cross check it if the changes are done or not. But remember, it is not like vi editor, it is an emacs. So the functionality may vary. So doors. Okay, again I'll have to add sudo to it. So if you see, John is added as a sudoers. Let's log in as a sudo John. One of the method to log in as a John would be su-john. Okay, if we know his password, as I know his password, I can directly log in as John user now. So now I have become John. Let's try to add user James. Okay, it won't allow because I haven't added sudo to it. Now if I do sudo, okay, it will ask me for my password. That is John user's password only. Okay, not any other users or root user. JOHN John. And if you see, now it's allowed to create a user as it has the sudoers, right? cat/etc pass wd also it will allow me. And if you see, the user James is created. Now, as a John user, let's create one more user, that is Sarah, Sarah. Okay, and okay, I'll modify it. Okay, let's delete it. User del, again add, user add -s/bin bash -m to create the home directory. So the Sarah user is created, and we want to try something on it. Yeah, so as it's not part of a sudoers, okay, it won't be allowed to create any new user, but we want to check something else. First, let's password also to Sarah user. Password is also same as username. Okay, so it becomes easy. So I didn't provide the password correct. Okay, so the Sarah user is created and the password is also set. Let's log in as Sarah user. su-sarah. Let's try to add sudo /etc. Okay, user add user1. Okay, I'm entering the password. Okay, Sarah is not in the sudoers file. Okay, now when I add the user, if you see for John user, when we added that user, it was asking me for the password. Even though I'm in sudoers, again it asks for password. If you want to avoid that, so what we can do is just go to vi sudo. Means we'll add the user in the sudo, but for that user it won't ask for the password. So for that passwordless, we'll have to add a line like this. So sometimes for automation in script and all, we need full permission. Okay, it should not ask for the password, okay, while running the sudo commands. So just press enter here, sarah. Just copy the same line, okay, equal to all, okay, only once, okay, not two times. And here no pass wd. So this will not ask for the password. Due to this no pass wd, it will not ask the Sarah user to enter the password when it tries to run the some command as a sudo. Just modify y, enter. Okay, I pressed Control X, remember. Now let's become Sarah user. So user add user1, it will not allow because I have not added sudo to it. Now I'll add sudo, okay, and it will not even ask me for the password. It has directly created the user. Okay, for John it was asking for the password because in sudo's file we do not have no pass wd for user John. Okay, so that's it for sudo. This is used much in production environment as well. Okay, so if you are a Linux admin and a beginner, you will be given some tickets to add users in sudoers and all. Okay,